John here. I am excited to tell you some awesome information. A movie called 40 Nights that I was involved with has been re-released and it's now out and available to the public. Let me tell you a little bit about this movie. It's a faith-based movie, biblical era. It's the reenactment or the representation of just a few parts of the New Testament, and it deals with Jesus wandering into the desert after he's been baptized and having 3 encounters with the devil. There's flashbacks, there's flash forwards, so you get a glimpse into certain parts of Jesus' life. Why am I telling you about this? One, there's one awesome lesson in this movie that I think you don't even need to be a person of faith or a Christian or any type of religious person to learn an amazing lesson from this book. So that's number one. But number two, I want to tell you why this movie is unique and special to me personally. You see, about 16, 17 years ago, I was in the middle of getting a science undergraduate degree at Michigan State University. And something came over me. There was some voice inside of me. There was an inner desire, a dream that I needed to pursue. And that was I had to go to New York, go live in Manhattan, and go to film school for a period of time. Don't ask me why. It's a very different conversation, very long conversation. But there was something in me, a deep voice that said, John, you need to pursue this. And so I went. I thought I wanted to be a filmmaker. And I will tell that part of the story another time, but the bottom line, to cut to the chase, is that I did not end up going to LA, going to New York, and being a filmmaker for a lot of reasons. But I still had that dream. I still had that desire. It lived inside of me, and I didn't know how to honor it, to follow it. I didn't know how to listen to it. What I eventually learned is that sometimes you need to take your dreams and filter it through parts of your life. Filter it through your purpose. And that's what I had to do. I had to filter my dream through my purpose. So I didn't go to New York. I didn't become a filmmaker. I started down a different professional path. And at some point I decided, in fact I've written about it, but I figured out that I needed to go to law school. So I went to law school with no intention of doing anything in the entertainment field. Then, thank God, one of my buddies calls me after I graduated from law school, and he says, John, I don't trust attorneys, but I like you, so will you help me with my film? That relationship led me to work on this film, 40 Nights, to be involved with it, to know the people, know the writer, know the actors, know the producers, know some of the cast and crew. And now to see the movie be released, it's amazing. And I told you a little bit about it. It's locally made, so made by someone in Michigan, independent film, faith-based, very powerful, very inspirational. In fact, what I would even say, I compare the movie to The Passion of the Christ. When I watched The Passion of the Christ, it showed amazing scenes of faith, of Jesus going through the different trials, but it's emotional, it's draining. At the end, you're drained. I would not say that at least for me personally, I did not want to watch it again immediately. But when I watched 40 Nights, I saw it in the theater, watched it on DVD, I wanted to watch it again immediately because it was so inspirational and so motivating. It's a phenomenal movie, not your typical Christian faith-based movie. Now, let's get to the lesson. People need to understand, like I learned, that when we have these deep desires and dreams within us, that we have to honor them. But it's not always in the way that we think. I thought I needed to go live in New York. That wasn't the path for me. So, what can you learn from this movie? Here's something that I think is the most powerful part of the movie and the best part. This is what made the movie inspirational and motivating. It's the interaction between Jesus and the devil. The devil appears as a boy, then as a young man, and then as an old man. Actually, the devil as an old man is played by Ron Howard's dad, Rance Howard. The conversations that the devil has with Jesus are so fascinating to me, and this is the lesson what anyone can learn. You see, when the devil talks to Jesus, you'd think that the devil would lie completely every single time he opened his mouth, because he's the devil. But in the movie, the devil actually tells the truth 99% of the time. Nearly every word that comes out of the devil's mouth is true when he's talking to Jesus. But if you watch and listen very carefully, you realize that 1% of the time, the devil lies. And that's the power of certain people, of certain influences in our life. The ones that don't speak the truth all of the time. They can actually be the most harmful people or influences in our life because they give us the truth 99% of the time. But the one word, the one sentence, the one thought that they share that's not true is the one that can poison us forever. This movie did such a phenomenal job of explaining, of showing how a tint of untruth can be detrimental. And we need to learn to recognize it. So, I loved that from the movie. That's a great lesson that anyone can take from the movie. Again, this is a special movie to me, and I'm going to ask you for something. If you're watching this, buy the movie. Watch the movie online. You can watch it streaming. And share it with other people. And not just one person, but share it with every person that you think would benefit from watching this movie. So buy it, watch it, and share it. And I will talk to you soon. Remember, right now counts forever.